that could potentially torpedo the loan application. I don't like surprises.
That's part of what we do, is to mitigate surprises. Welcome to Finance Friday. I'm Linda Ray.
I'm Trevor.
And this week, we are going to be interviewing Aurora Business Consulting's Chief Financing Rock Star.
Who's that?
That would be you.
That would be me. I feel like I'm on 2020.
Well, it is going to be 2020 in about... I have a few questions today for you, so we're going to have some fun, or maybe not, depending on the questions and depending on the answers. Let's get right to it. What do you do at Aurora Business Consulting?
My primary role is to interface directly with the lenders, whether it's the bank representative or the underwriters, and move the client's loan application through the process to an approval and a closing.
Maybe our viewers at home aren't familiar with underwriters. They're ultimately potentially making the decision, right? The question that begs to be asked is, underwriter, friend or foe?
Ooh, what time of day is it? How much coffee has she had? Did he wake up on the wrong side of the bed today? The notion that underwriting is an objective enterprise, wrong. It's very subjective. The underwriter's experience, their knowledge, and their mood for the day, and what they feel about the file.
Wow.
So an underwriter can be a friend or can be a foe. My role is to make sure that we navigate through to where we want to be and overcome objections from the underwriter. P5 for fun.
So I've read somewhere, I can't remember where, that you consider yourself somewhat of a superhero.
I am a superhero. I'm Batman. For 30 years in mortgage banking and now in my new role at Aurora Business Consulting, I kind of have to put on the superhero tights and cape to fight for our clients. Banks don't want to make the loans. Underwriters don't want to approve the loans. Somebody has to be there to stand up for the client.
So we're an advocate, essentially.
Superheroes, both.
Can't decide if I want to be Wonder Woman or Batgirl. So I'm going to ask you this question, even though I know the answer. How many languages do you speak?
English, Scottish, Spanish, and Bankish. The language that banks and lenders use, it may not jive with the average business person's understanding. They use words and phrases that mean one thing to the lender because they're assessing a risk, and that means something completely different to the client. That's why generally we don't let the client speak directly to the bank. And I translate the client's words and documents and aspirations into bankish language.
So speaking of talking bankish all day, what do you do all day?
A lot more than maybe you think I do.
Sidebar, he's not wrong. Sometimes don't even know what he's doing.
A lot of what I do is read product guidelines from lenders. Banks have different appetites, and I want to have conversations with bankers, read the guidelines, but also talk to the bankers to get a better understanding and maybe kind of suss out some things that are valuable for us to use when we are placing our clients with the right lending solution.
Dare I say, kind of young to be doing this?
Thank you.
Somebody wrote this question. I have no idea what this is about.
Is that the question I wrote?
You're kind of young to be doing this kind of work, no? We didn't totally script this, but...
I have 3 decades of experience arguing with underwriters, and I won those arguments. If we bring a client in to speak with the bank, we're going to prepare the client for that type of conversation. Certainly, we're going to be a part of that conversation so that we can add or subtract from the conversation. We want to make sure that the conversation comes out on the other end of the conversation in the most favorable light possible for the client.
Last Finance Friday, we did discuss about financial documents and how important they are. Do you review every document?
Every document, every document, every document, to see if there's anything in there that pops out at me that could present a challenge to an underwriting aspect that could potentially torpedo the loan application. Next week, I get to interview the Chief Results Officer of Aurora Business Consulting. And if you're really lucky, she's going to wear a Batgirl costume. But one can only hope.
That is not going to happen. Maybe in an augmented reality world. This has been fun.
I know the questions sounded goofy. That was the idea.
Yeah, you just didn't warn me. We have a checklist.
Shoot us an email to curious@auroraconsulting.biz and request our documents checklist. We are Aurora Business Consulting.
Financing solutions for your business success story.